serious, and this is a show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to WUB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to build a and all the things that must be happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Another day is here. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize. Wake up Belize, wake up Belize.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Monday morning, the 19th of January, 2026. I'm Mose Hyde, and we're glad you're there, right here on Creme Radio XTV. And of course, you are getting us via our apps that you should have on your devices or social media streams. To those getting us via simulcast coverage, we hope all of you this morning are doing well. Hope your health is great. You hope you've got great energy, vibrations positive, and that your morning, while we understand, tends to be on the business side. We just want to leave space, a place, fit us in, and we hope you have time to fit into ours, as that's what we do here, the WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. This is your conversation to start the day, and we are going to start off, firstly, with the warm-ups. We've got some news for you, but before we do the news, we find out, instead of the coolness that we're experiencing, legitimately on the cool side, might not need the AC or the fan, that kind of cool. That's great. But we find out what it looks like for today into the night. We turn to the National Meteorological Service. We've got forecaster Catherine Cumberbatch to tell us all about that.
Good morning, Belize. A windy and cool north to northwesterly airflow prevailed. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for cloudy and cool conditions to prevail, and showers or periods of rain, if any, will develop offshore and along the south coast today and tonight. High temperatures today will range from 78 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 80 inland and 70 over the mountains. Tonight, low temperatures will be 68 along coastal areas to 63 inland and 59 in the higher elevations. The winds will blow from the north to northwest at 10 to 20 knots with higher gusts. The sea state will be moderate to rough in northerly swells. Operators of small craft should exercise caution. A high tide will occur at 1 minute past 11 this morning, a low at 4:09 in the evening, and at a high at 10:22 tonight, and a low at 5:35 tomorrow morning. The sun will rise at 6:26 a.m. and set at 5:40 in the evening. The moon will rise at 7:08 this morning and set at 6:37 this evening. The outlook for Tuesday and Tuesday night is for cloudy intervals, along with a few showers or periods of rain to develop offshore and over the south. Elsewhere, showers will be isolated. In the sargassum forecast, satellite and surface observation show an increase in sargassum over the area. As a result, moderate impacts are expected to continue. And that concludes your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
During his first group interview since his suspension, Compal Dr. Anthony Richard Osado made remarks urging PC Gabriel Pau to come forward with any knowledge that he may have concerning the abduction of Joseph Ryan Budner. On Friday evening, Pau's attorneys at Miles and Banner issued a statement on the officer's behalf, calling Dr. Osado comments disingenuous and an attempt to gaslight the public. The statement notes that Pau had approached Compal Osado, the Deputy Commissioner and legal advisor, as well as multiple high-ranking government officials, but was ignored and instead he was targeted. The statement goes on to note, because of the documented neglect and hostility shown by the current leadership, our client will not be intimidated into a private meeting with the very individuals who have ignored him or sanctioned him. Mr. Pau hereby calls for the immediate establishment of an independent investigative body to review the Budner kidnapping case along with the DPP. We maintain that the police department cannot be trusted to investigate itself when its highest ranking officers and political affiliates are the ones being questioned. On Sunday, Guatemala declared a 30-day state of emergency after the containment of prisoner riots at 3 facilities by members of the MS-13 and Barrio 18 gangs led to deadly retaliation against police. At least 7 officers were killed in Guatemala City and several others were injured. The uprisings ended in inmates taking guards and prison staff hostage. However, no successful breakout was reported and authorities subsequently regained control. According to Guatemala media, the riots were prompted by a crackdown on organized crime as well as demands for better prison conditions. The Baseball Federation of Belize is hosting the first annual Babe Ruth Baseball National Tournament at the softball field in Sandhill, Belize District on January 24th. The Belize Visionary Foundation of Baseball and Softball will collaborate with the Federation to bring the Under 18 initiative to life. The competition is open to high school and open teams with players under 18. There will also be competition against Guatemala and Mexico. To register, you can contact 605-2810 or 610-5461 or 613-5349. Residents of Belize City have been voicing their concerns and dissatisfaction following the news that their property tax will increase by 18% this year. The Belize City Council explained that the increase follows the city's most recent adjustments in valuation. The last 2 proposed increases not having been implemented, the valuation being applied dates back to 2013. On Thursday, Minister of the Public Service, Honorable Henry Charles Usher, said that there should be more public consultations.
I think that it's something that certainly we need to have more consultations with households, with businesses in terms of looking at these different, the trade license certainly and the property tax. I haven't had that many complaints come to me from the area, but I know overall it's something that people are worried about, and we want to have that discussion with the mayor and with the city council team.
The Ministry of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management has approved new allowances for members of the Belize National Fire Service and collaborating healthcare workers. The recommendation was made by the Joint Staff Relations Council and is being implemented with support from the Ministry of Finance. On Thursday, Minister Henry Charles Usher said the move was long overdue.
I think that they are celebrating because there has been, so the allowances that we've been working on, and it's something that I meant when I got the portfolio of disaster risk management. I didn't realize that our firefighters, that our NEMO officers were not getting this allowance that they should have gotten. We've been working on it for some time, and I'm happy that those allowances have been approved, and Ministry of Finance has gone ahead to make sure that they will be paid retroactive to May the 1st. So these firefighters and members from NEMO and some medical officers will be getting these allowances retro.
What the amount of money we're looking at for this retroactive release?
Cumulative, I'm not sure, but it's different allowances that you have. It's on-call allowance, it's hazard allowance, things like that. So there are different things, and different officers qualify for these different allowances. But it's something that they should have been getting for a long time. I know we've been working with the union to get those done. So I'm happy that we've had the resolution and that we were able to have it retroactive so that they can, collect from May 1st and going forward.
And that ends the morning news update here inside the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We will take ourselves a small break, and when we come back on the other side, we're going to open up for conversation right here on Creme Radio and on XTV. We will be right back.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
That's me. My data and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's 7 o'clock, well, as close as it can be, 6:59. Well, 7 o'clock now. On this Monday morning, 19th January 2026, Mose Hyde hosting today, and we've completed the preliminaries, and that means we can get down to the business of the conversation. We invite anybody that has something to say to utilize our access. The number for you to call is 280-5848. That is the lifeline. We have a call. Quem, good morning, WB.
Good morning, Moses Sandercoy. I'm calling about the BTL smart merger. On Friday, on your radio station there, a most disheartening discussion took place between Mr. Lizaraga and Mr. Nur Mohammed. It was rambling all over the place. It started on telephones, it suddenly veered to electricity. Mr. Mohammed had a problem controlling, bringing Mr. Lizaraga back to base. But so that in itself, and I don't know if it was accidental or intentional. I don't know, because we are living in a time, this matter is a matter of such urgent global importance that anybody has a right to see ghosts everywhere. I called in and made the observation. Now, what it seemed to me Mr. Lizaraga was saying, which Mr. Mohammed was trying to pin him down on, is that he is... Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Ms. Corey.
Generally and usually, he is anti-monopoly. But in this case, he has decided not to be anti-monopoly because we are threatened by takeover by a foreign power. In this case, Starlink. Did you hear that discussion that took place on Friday?
Friday, I really was out of it on Friday.
Friday morning.
Friday, I was out of it.
Okay, so do you know whether that is Mr. What's his name, Starlink, is a player in this entire matter?
A player as far as a red herring is concerned. I think that is the term that I would use. I think that's what a red herring is. No, it's a red herring. It's a trumped up. It's being trumped up.
Oh, red herring! You said a red herring.
Yeah.
Yes. Suddenly now that's in the picture. Well, I have been wondering and theorizing that he may be in the picture, but out of the blue now, we are being told that out of love for nation, we must support a monopoly in order to keep the foreign colonizing enemy at bay. But all that the leadership ever does in this country is bring the foreign colonizing entity into our midst. I don't know they have ever avoided that. So all of a sudden now that becomes a matter. You see? And I didn't get... I tell you, it was I don't know if everybody else was confused. I know a friend who was confused.
It's a lot of what we had to say at the media. Myself, Jules Vasquez and Louis Wade had to say at the press conference was because we were hearing about this whole Starlink thing. So we were saying, listen. Why should we be crying? Why is it that the emergence of Starlink and new technology being used so that we can help out a private company get out of trouble when everywhere businesses have had to adjust and adapt, like and it's not been smooth, it's not been beautiful. We have to deal with the emergence of social media. We have to deal with the fact that social media has taken a significant portion of the advertising dollar. So a lot of what we were saying is in relation that this is don't come to us and cry about Starlink. Like that's nothing to us. Like that you can't use that as a reason to justify creating a monopoly. So then the argument would be,
and we they don't have any good track record in this country, in any place in this country, of a fervent, dedicated, devoted, unending opposition to a new colonization at any level. There is no, as a fact, it's just the opposite. We are always busy opening the door for the new colonizing force and happening. Come in, Martha. That is us. All of a sudden now we are concerned and we need to consolidate for this. As I tell you, I'm not sure that's what I heard, and I didn't get that part confirmed because they had to go off air to deal with their ads. But that seemed to me to be what they are saying. And that is that doesn't fly. That does not pass water. I don't care what term you want to use.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the next point now. Yesterday, I think I was busy rushing out. So I thought I heard, and I ran back to the kitchen to see if I had heard correctly. But by that time, did I hear correctly when Marisol did the news that another reason now for consolidation is that we don't have enough business in this country for two companies in this field to run. The market is too small. Now this is after 20 odd years, the market is too small. Is that a new explanation too? Do you know?
Yeah, they've been saying that. That is.
They have been saying that. I never heard that one. I just heard it yesterday.
They've been saying that.
So now it's economy of scale or
redundancies. That's the other thing that we took on, the whole idea of redundancies and market size and yeah.
Okay, so it's well, you don't know what they are saying out there. You'd have to spend all day, 24 hours, gathering in their nonsense. Listen, that doesn't fly either. That doesn't fly either. Number one, let me go back a little on the matter of monopoly and what monopolies create. When you have a monopoly situation in anything, you have exclusive access and exclusive rights, right? So when you're raising the young, your babies, you can't have 5,000 people managing this single baby. It's evidently going to be chaos. And the baby will not make it, probably not even past 2 years, much less to adulthood. So in that instance, there is biological, scientific evidence that you cannot have multiple management of a baby. That is how it goes. The baby, at least in this era, to prepare a child for the post-industrial, the fourth industrial or fifth industrial, whatever industrial, you can't do that. It's not going to work. Everybody in the house, so you're going to put 5,000 people in the house watching the baby. That in itself can't happen. Most people have a house that could barely hold the mommy, daddy, and the baby, much less 5,000 people. So you have to have exclusive control there. And you have the government peeping over your shoulder with certain rules for child management, abuse, and all of that you're not allowed on the law to exercise. Because there is the worry that exclusive control can create a thought in your mind that you could do anything. Kill the baby, beat the baby, choke the baby, you could do all of that. So the government said, guess what? We have to pass, we can't be there, we can't nobody, but we'll pass laws that can help this child to survive to adulthood. But exactly for that reason they passed the laws, because exclusive control leaves the person in the exclusive controlling situation to assume virtually a godlike position. That's what happens. It's not because the people are bad. It is a natural consequence of you alone and you alone being in control and exercising authority in any situation. But when you come to business, when you have a whole society under the dominance of a single economic entity of a particular kind, so we're only going to have one water or electricity managing authority. If Belizeans don't understand anything, they can understand that when, let's say, the electricity flow is bad and they blow out your refrigerator, your stove, a washing machine, and everything. Haven't there been many complaints, Mose, right on this radio here, about the inability to get this entity to understand a responsibility to the person who has suffered a loss because of them?
The monopoly utility companies, including when telecommunications was a monopoly utility company, have provided this talk show with a lot of fuel for fire over the 26 years journey. It is one of the leading reasons for people to call the show.
Exactly. So that's one of the leading reasons, because you have no recourse. Many years ago, I am 78, and I haven't had many problems with utilities, but I have had an occasional there was a long stretch when I never knew that these problems existed because I never experienced them personally, me and my family. And then there came a point in time, I'll give you the electricity as the first example. There came a point when they came to change meters. So they decided the meter for the main house was on the wall of the veranda, the north wall of the veranda. Suddenly they decided they don't want it on that wall. They decided to put it outside of the annex, on the wall, on the outside wall of the annex, which that wall fronted was right up to the border with the fence. So anybody could come from the street and touch the meter. I told the young man, do not put that meter there, honey. Now when these things happen, I have my diary and I'm writing out the date when you came, the time when you came, anything that will help to protect me when a problem comes out, because when they don't listen to you, sure enough the problem comes. So they put my meters on the side outside, all the meters outside. Okay, now generally I didn't deal with the electricity payments. Daddy handled that. For some reason one day, I don't know, went to the post office, and I must have gone because I wasn't always the one who went to the post office either. So when I opened the bill, I thought, but $15 for what? For the meter cover. But which meter cover? When I go outside, lo and behold, the meter is lacking a cover. Well, Mose, that was only $15. I could have paid that many times over, but I was not going to pay that. Because I told them do not put that meter there. The Belizeans have become a very disreputable people, dysfunctional. They are somebody's aunt. Here we are. So when I sailed around, I told her, I said, no, you're going to deal with it. He said, well, you can go and deal with it because that will take up a lot of my time and I'm going to lose my temper. I said, okay, well, I'll lose mine too, but maybe I could control myself better. So I sailed around. Electricity was at that time on Freetown Road. And I never thought, when I finally rectified it, they tell me, only this time. I said, no, not only this time. Every time, because I told you all, and I haul out diary. I said, see, it is written down. I wrote down the date, the name of the technician, the electrician, everybody who came, because I anticipated this nonsense would happen. I told you, do not put that meter on the street side. So most in the years, that would have been my first incident. And after that, some long time afterwards, start the problems with detail. Then, down the way, problems with water. And every single time, you know how much time you take up to solve these things, Mose? And a friend of mine said to me, but I said, yes, it was only $15, and I could pay it, but there would be somebody who would not be able to pay that $15. That $15 would be food out of a child's mouth. So since I can talk up, I talk up. Because I told him, I said, this thing will go to court if necessary. No, I'm not joking. Because if I pay this month, every single month I will have to pay for this meter cover. Somebody will come and take off my meter cover with a regularity now because we have a fool there at Pickstock Street who will pay this meter. You see, Mose? But there was no recourse. No other, I couldn't say, okay, I'll take my business away from them and go over to Mose Hyde Electricity Company. I couldn't do that. And in all the instances, it was the same problem. Same problem. There was no recourse, no other option. So now you have to fight it out like a war. In the case of water, I said, no, I'm not. Again, it was meter. I said, me damage my own meter. Why would I do that? I have 10 dogs that I have to wash every day, urine and everything else that they put on my burner. So I can't afford to not be with water. It's your technician who came to my house and damaged my meter. And you know, so every single time this is a problem with monopoly. You have no recourse, nowhere to turn. And we got a little edge of recourse with the two phone companies. Even though they were connected to the one entity at one point in time and probably still I don't know. We ended up with a little recourse. Why would we give that up more? Why would we give that up? You see?
If the market creates a monopoly situation, that's unavoidable, right? So if the financial health of a particular company becomes so dire that they collapse, then that happens, and we couldn't have done better. When the state, and the state is now exposing itself because the Prime Minister on Friday is saying on Friday in the news coverage on Friday. Yes, he was
I don't know about that.
So he was interviewed, and he is saying that the PUC they are readying an SI to essentially create a regulatory framework to control a monopoly. So now by saying that, the Prime Minister is saying that this is not something that is going to happen organically between private companies. No, just to defend the creation of a monopoly, we have been told it's kind of chaotic, Ms. Corey. We've been told that we've been told that the directors leave the directors on the board to make a business decision, but simultaneously the Prime Minister is saying, but we are going to prepare an SI to protect you from a monopoly.
That has not happened at all and cannot happen.
So,
it only never happened. It cannot happen. Go ahead.
So it's like, okay, so now this is this amongst the state intervention. The state is participating in creating a favorable argument for the entity.
For monopoly.
For monopoly.
But this is it.
And it's doing so.
To tell. Go ahead, Mose.
No, I'll wait until you finish, Ms. Corey. I think you.
It is unbearable, Mose. Unbearable. Why do we look in any business? This is the only country that, because I live here, it gets on my nerves. Just take a difference between us and the United States. America imposed the tariffs on Canada and told the American people it's the Canadians going to pay. That's a lie. It's the Americans paying the tariffs on themselves. The American business community, in the process of fighting it, decided for a period we are going to bear the loss. That never happens in Belize. The business community doesn't understand that in the business world, you win and you lose some. We don't understand about lose some at all. They must win all the time. And why you have to win all the time? Well, your bad business practices. To start with, we run a business ecosystem, their beloved word, that is based on overdrafts. It has never occurred to the Belizean business community to build a nest egg when there is a profit opportunity and that if they were to keep their charges down and seek a lower profit, they would have a bigger profit at the end because you will increase the buying power of the public. So what you end up with in Belize? You end up with so many situations where, just like the government cannot render good services to the people of Belize because the majority of the government income goes to pay salaries. So if 80% of your income going to pay salaries, only 20% left to meet services, then what kind of services you're going to end up with? You're going to end up with bad servicing. Evidently, you're paying 80% for labor, and what your business is to do is to render services in any area you are, whether in the media, teaching, or whatever, and in the government, you have to, but you only leave 20% to render services because this is an overloaded situation here. Now, in the monopoly business world, you all decide, not the market decide your profit, it's you decide how much profit you want. And you go out for that profit at any price and any cost. And in that process, you do not refurbish infrastructure, you don't pay the taxes, you don't buy insurance. And we have that first raise in the price of communication costs in 2001. Well, the reasons I cited have never been challenged to this day. I cited that we found out that that they had that hurricane. You remember that little hurricane that hit Placenta? That was a fast-moving little hurricane. It was a compact hurricane, but it came with force. Do you remember? I think his name was
Iris.
Well, we found out then that some assets or all the assets were not insured. Then we had found out sometime before that a number of people had come into this country of different ethnic groups, and run up bills with details that they never paid. I think it was about $7 million around that time. And when I first ever heard that news, I thought one day you'll try to get us to pay that. And sure enough, all this rate. Then, of course, in between there is the increased taxation government can make because they need money too. We need to develop a proper approach. Government is a business and your private business is a business. And we have to decide to sit down and study how we don't do business, and we can't be competitive with anybody out there because we are doing our own thing with the Belize, because of course that's how we do it in our Belize. But that's not a work, man. The Belize thing not a work. I want to become like Singapore. That I have forever. I am 78 and this is not now I want that. And don't come and tell me that they have an authoritarian government. They tell you can't spit on the ground. You can't urinate. Because then by not doing that, you keep a cleaner environment and you keep down public health costs. We as a people have to decide, because look at, if this thing consolidates, we are back to where we were in 2001. Costs will go up on us and there will be no recourse. Absolutely no recourse.
Well, I think it would be...
Now, isn't electricity going up now?
I think, yeah, that has been approved.
And didn't you just read a thing that property tax going up too?
Yes. I just want to see it on your contribution that it would be going back to 2001. I think it would be worse than, excuse me, it's worse than 2001 because the telecommunication grid and access to that grid, because of how the world has moved, has become more significant.
It will be worse. I agree with you 100%.
To everything. So having a monopoly on telecommunication in 2001 was bad. Having it now is worse, in my view.
And this is the worst also too because of the global socio-political context. It will be worse. So if you go monopoly with the foreigner, when that foreigner decides to pull the switch on you for some geopolitical reason, you will bow. Because they will literally they will be pressing the nerve at your neck. They'll be pressing, they'll have a chokehold on your oxygen flow. So you don't see that will happen, Mose?
Well, they're doing it now. That's what they're doing. They just did it last week in announcing.
Exactly, that's what they're doing. Why you think that Goliath epic struggle is taking place as we speak in the American media landscape between Warner Brothers, Netflix, and what is their name, the Ellison crowd, Paramount, that whole mess. That's because of that. So this is not only a matter, as I said to you, but this is not a matter of national concern. This is a matter for national reasons. This is a matter of national concern for international reasons also. And because Belizeans, you have to get more sophisticated, more cosmopolitan. You can't have a closed world view. I became a smart customer by accident in the mobile arena, purely by accident, and I never changed it. And I never changed it because, as I have said, and I'm repeating, in my analysis, it was giving my babies, my children, the children that were young, my young friends, a chance for employment in Orange Walk. They never had to migrate and all of that. So they still have to migrate, but at least it helped them. So that was one of my reasons. That does not be anybody else's reasons. My reasons for doing things very many times is much different from other people. But but it's beyond that. Why? As I said, if we start to take a different attitude to business, Let the business set your targets. You can't set a target of profit amount, man. That's what you all do when you have a monopoly. Look, I hear people calling right on your show. They have erroneously referred to debentures as shares. Those are not shares. Debentures are not shares. That's a loan. And you have a fixed interest rate. You see? Shares are a different thing, man. You're an owner, you take a hit and you take a win. And if there's a big win, you take a big win. And nobody envies you that. But if there's a cause for a loss, then take your loss. Don't come to me now to carry the burden of the loss. Because I didn't help you to lose it. Look, we got this loan, I tell you, from him. You all reported it from him. Well, I didn't go, you all were the only person I was listening to when I occasionally listened to. The CDB loan for I think it's 45 million without a sovereign guarantee. I think it's 45 million US. I'm not sure if it's 45 million without a sovereign guarantee. And the reason we were given for there being no demand for a sovereign guarantee is because we have super excellent management of the electrical system in this country. Do we? When you now come to tell us we need to give you a raise because, interest is owed and loans and all manner of things. That's not good management, that's bad management, I'm sorry to say. Anyway, Mose, this matter, put on a voice into this, if the property tax going up and the electricity going up, and you need to communicate, especially those people who just get into their little businesses, that will take a big hit. They're not going to matter about you, only about their income. Because remember, the target now is not to be a billionaire. What's the target, Mose?
Oh, they're following Elon Musk. Everybody wants to be a trillionaire.
Exactly. Bye-bye.
All right, we got to go to Tucson's Calm. We'll take our first break of the morning and come back. Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes.
What are your 2 cents there? On the price there? On the thing what is selling in the shop?
Okay. It kind of high because I sell brother bun. Every week for make I survive. So it kind of high. So it kind of punish me for make I could feed my family. But I still fight it though.
And that are your 2 cents?
That's my 2 cents for the morning.
All right. What are your 2 cents on the price on goods in the shop? How you feel about it?
I think the merchants and just to rip off the poor people in from more than where they could. Because I'm certain that then things like the government could just drop the taxes on some of these things within import, but people need for use in their family. It's ridiculous.
And that your 2 cents?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. Morning, sir. Where are your 2 cents on the price there?
Well, I've left. I'm not Belizean, right? But I did in Belize 13 years before I left, and I just got back since 7 years ago. And man, it's not nice. Prices are not what you're expecting to be, and it's not cool, man. I don't know what the government is doing, good or bad, but they should think about the public, man. We're really suffering. Guys, come on. You gotta help us, man. You gotta help us. They gotta do something for us. Because they're getting rich. Look at what we're doing, man. Look at us.
Thank you, sir. What are your 2 cents on the things in the shop? The prices on the things. What are your 2 cents?
Well, my 2 cents is the place bad, man. The place bad, everything skyrocket, everything up there. Right now, the leap paycheck, they try balance and try schedule everything for try get everything going for the kids. Everything just ridiculous. You know, this place, man, this place is bad. This place, I don't know when you get better, when you get worse, but this the real worse right now.
Yeah. That there too, sir?
Yes, man. It's not nice.
All right, big up yourself, brother.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
That's me. My idea about I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package options and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of appliances that just don't last? Appliances that just can't keep up? It's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE.
Be a first-time homeowner. I always dream of owning my own home. I'm a single mom of 2 boys, so I want to leave something for my children.
In my case, moving up here in Ladyville in 1978, it was a similar housing program, and my grandmother bring us up here to Ladyville when I was 1 year old, and came into a housing program in the site area, and that changed our life completely because basically my grandmother said we were from house to house in Belize City. I had a roof over my head. I don't have to worry about moving and stuff like that. So I could feel the same joy that Mr. Hyde and others, the hundreds who have received houses before. So I would like to see more of this get done in Ladyville, and of course the country of Belize. No?
Many young people right now, it's kind of difficult to get your own land and a home. So for me, it's a great opportunity to start. Because I know it's mine, I go invest in my own.
Well, we are starting the new year with a new starter house, no? And that is very good for all of us. With this will be the 8th starter house, and it's 8 families that are benefiting. I would like we be inaugurating at least 1,000, but it's just one. And maybe in the future will be another one, and that is good. That is the way to continue this new year.
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning, the 19th of January 2026. So, telephone number is 280-5848. That's the live line for you to participate in the conversation. We always love when you were able to get in and express your point of view, as that's what we try to do here on weekday mornings. I'm Mose Hyde. I'm hosting, but I'm not here preaching. I'm not here to give a presentation. I'm here to reason and have a conversation with you once you call. So I repeat, the number is 280-5848. That is the direct line, as I said earlier, for you to be a participant in the conversation. And ultimately we are still chatting a bit about the proposed acquisition of SpeedNet by BTL, and since last we spoke, the member representatives of the BTL board have been meeting with various quote-unquote stakeholder organizations to pitch this acquisition, and so kind of a reasoning has come up and justifications are being presented, but we have a call. Good morning, WB.
Morning, Mose. Morning, Belize, Sister. Yeah. I had 3 community concerns, but I only could remember 2. One being that I live up the Vista Del Mar Phase 1, the hosted for my sister since 2017. And they have one security booth in the middle of the street where they had a security guard. And the security guard will work 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. As of January 1st, the arrangement changed. Now there's 24/7 security guard. The security guard, to my understanding, work for the Boeing and Boeing Company. Now, if one of the Boeing sons have a huge development would happen back here. I know they have what they call a homeowners association. My sister choosing to participate in it. But it's my concern. Vista Del Mar Phase 1 is not a private community. Like Whitfield community on the road, that's our private community. This is now a private community. This is our public space, and people have a right to move in and out how they feel. So when one vehicle come in, the security would have stopped you and ask you if you the visit or if you live here. And one minute bring me home last week, and the person said to me, "Yeah, then I know every single person who live back here. If somebody they visit, and you say what are the implications? They want to stop you from coming at the space." Now, one of the things I think about is during hot weather, one number of people were living in the community, not Vista Del Mar per se, but living in the community, would have walk, come in, and go swim. I really concerned. I've heard that they have break-ins wrong here, and that's valid. But I really raise a flag about this 24/7 security and where they monitor. I don't know if they could stop you from coming. That's my point. I'm making a call for alert the community that this change has happened at Vista Del Mar Phase 1, and they don't have no right to stop nobody from move down one public street how they want. So that's to bring that community concern. Secondly, Mose, did you know that Central Transit is no longer in operation? The bus line from Ladyville.
No, I don't.
I never know that Central, and that's why, and I checked the news story and I said nobody reported, so I said, make I call and ask. About 2 months ago, Central Transit stopped operating. So what they have in place, there are 2 different bus operators. They have Salinas Bus Service to operate out of Ladyville, and they have Bennett Transport will run out of Lois Bank. I think if that happened 2 months ago, the public should have definitely been made aware of that. Because once I say I'm Blue Bus, I think that's Central Transit. And I'm being told that it's not Central Transit. Oh, I know what that is, 3rd complaint. I say I want to bring this complaint for months. At KHMH, they have on Fridays, I don't know if that's every Friday, that people who use catheter could go get them catheter change. Now, I believe it's that the doctor for the day at 1:30. Almost every time, and I usually carry my dad every 2 weeks. We the wait beyond 1:30. So I'm alerting KHMH, New Gregorian here, the doctors then need for the down there at 1:30. We shouldn't have to the elders or the people that shouldn't have to wait and the call and the doctors for the down there at 1:30 for change the catheter. And I had to bring it public because I feel bad. Almost every week they come out and ask the people like I said, I go about every 2 weeks. They ask the same thing. What size catheter you use? The catheter that's for your penis or for your stomach. Every 2 weeks. Like at this stage, they are to have one database that says who the patients are. And instead of to come out there every time I ask the people and the same question over and over, like things have to change as it relates to that service. That's my 2 cents for the day. Only organized people are save the people.
All right, sister, that was compact. Are you certain that Vista Del Mar is not a gated community? And I don't even know what the regulations are and how you register for that and how you determine that a space can be locked off and you have a security presence. That community has always, well, from throwback days, used to have somebody there that controlled your entry and exit. So that has been there. Now, whether that was just a kind of, well, collective decision made by the homeowners there, or whether they are set up in such a way that they have that right, I don't know. So have you done the vetting of that?
I have not done the vetting, but for living in the United States, I know how homeowners associations work.
Sister, I hear you, but I don't know that won't do much here.
Right.
Yeah.
So how I like somebody said to me, because I can't want attorney as the attorney then know anything legally about how something like this works, and the attorney said, and I have to do research, then I know. So how I know it can't be that tight, because the security guard used to work from Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. So before 8 and after 5, the gate, the arm they up, and anybody could go and come. For a weekend and holiday, the arm they up, anybody could go and come. So you can't that serious. It's only from 8 to 5.
I don't know what sense that make, but yeah. So.
So I may ask, well, why they even have security? I didn't say that. So the person tells me that because they may have break-ins and they feel like, I guess to minimize the break-ins, that when people that are work between 8 and 5, but when they're not at work, well, either power the one to look after the business, kind of lose security. And then I ask people, I guess, to make contribution to pay the security guard. And like I said, my sister uphold. That I want uphold, other people could uphold as well. So I say, cannot serious. But now that they have this 24, and then at the point when you buy into a private subdivision, they had house to seller action or whatever, you buy a property, build a house, whatever. It's very different from if an area or private.
And do you have copy of the homeowners? You would have to have, even if you don't participate in an active member of the association, you would still have to have the documents, the agreements, because that's what. Right.
And when you make the agreements, there are certain benefits you to get.
So do you have a copy of that agreement, like to know, like?
No, I don't know. I don't know they have such an agreement because I.
But you can't have one homeowners association for a community without having the rules and regulations. Like, so, for example, while we have very few of it, a real homeowner association is before you can come in, you have to be approved to come in. The color of your house has to be decided upon. You cannot have somebody come and paint in your house any kind of color. You either have fence or no fence. Like, these are the things which are kind of micro-regulated by that agreement, right? And you decide whether or not you're going to have security, or how you're going to have security, who will pay for the security, when the security is going to be in place, and that kind of thing.
I agree. That's why I know this and I want to really get. So when I called the attorney and I extended to the attorney said it sounds like the people that they call themselves the homeowners association, they operate more like one neighborhood watch. And I say, yeah, I think that one better description, but they still call themselves homeowners association.
Okay.
So
I don't know who. It's the first I hear. I believe I completely agree with you that when one considers the number of people who are served by the Ladyville Run, and it's one of the most, it's arguably the one of the most busy, one of the busiest runs in the country. The run between Belize City and say as far as maybe Sun Hill, let's say just put it to Los Lagos. That's a heavy run. How do you make changes? You move out, put in new ones. We don't know who they are, and you don't put out some type of release to that effect is unacceptable. You should have the people who are being served know exactly who they're dealing with, who are now the new owners, and it's to just be like, oh, we just do that and we don't have to tell nobody. It's very disrespectful in my view. So I agree with you.
Right, so I call out for the CEO at Transport, Chester Williams, to contact with, because I think that then the buses should be, like, they have to have different color, they have to have some identification so you know who are the bus service, something. But
so the buses don't have any names on it. You just have to you take a leap of faith, believing that it is the bus from the Ladyville Run. Is that the way it works?
No, it have Ladyville, Vista Del Mar, Lord's Bank, but then everybody, because that's what we know, the blue bus and that's Central Transit bus, the blue bus stand, they have someone in bus and paint blue, but then the driver or the conductor can use the bus for a while. But now for even the blue bus and nothing, no, I don't know. For me, it matter which bus they come from Ladyville, which bus they come from Los Lagos. So another thing where I still want issue is you don't know their bus schedule. There's no public space where the bus schedule posted, especially on weekend and holidays. And that's a part of the bus permit requirement. So they holler for the for transport to enforce the permit rules as simple as it relates to bus schedule. And I need to know that what that rate that for Ladyville to Belize City at $2 or $2.25. I look like people take what I want. I just want to know, like, what that it costs to go for Ladyville to Belize City. And I really appreciate. And again, I don't text her already for this year. And I like the past CEOs. Chester do respond most of the time, almost immediately. Even if the response is satisfactory, it do respond. So I will always give her credit for that. But definitely, we need to be aware of what happened with the with their bus. We need to know that who owns the bus company. We cannot be one of the issue because of who owns Central Transit, the word out the street, because of the political influence. The why they know the Central Transit normally adhere to the regulations of the transport department. Okay, now since they have different, I don't know who are the owners. I think we should know who owns their bus company. I think they really should have come out and tell we this that who for name the permit, so we know who got a bus run. I think you're only fair. Anyways, thanks for the reasoning, brother.
All right.
I'll keep on updated if I see or hear anything different out the road. One love.
Gotcha. WUB will take a break. We'll be back with more right here on Creme Radio and XTV for today, Monday, the 19th of January.
If music is your passion, this is your moment. What's going on, guys? Ash Blees here. This January, the future of our sound comes together at the Big Tune Music Empowerment Forum. This national forum brings together artists, producers, DJs, managers, educators, and music stakeholders to build skills, spark dialogue, and strengthen Belize's music sector. Join the opening ceremony and music mixer on Friday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. Then level up at the Capacity Building Forum on Saturday, January 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Both of them, they happen at the Bliss Center in Belize City. Topics include music, business, production, marketing, AI, genre development, and full music ecosystem. The deadline to register is January 16th, and for more information, you could call 227-2110 or email nsarccsbelize@gmail.com. Big Tune Empowerment Forum, where Belize's music moves forward. Let's go. See you there.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapado en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que le va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, and our telephone number is 2805848. And the reason for telling you that number as often as I do is not because I don't trust your memory, it's because I want you to know that that really and truly is the purpose of the show. Get you for call and make we just reason, all right? It's not a sermon, it's not a presentation. It's a reasoning, it's a conversation. I'm Mose Hyde, I'm hosting the conversation today. And it's already after 8, so you know, time to start become my issue, so please. And remember, we do not determine for you what you want to talk about when you call in. And nothing is insignificant. Once it's matter that you really feel strongly about, come forward and make we do it right here. Upon Crime Radio and upon XTV. That's how we rest. All right, Monday morning is the 19th of January 2026. And once we have space, somebody shared with me, it was an article written, I guess, online news, and the writer was kind of responding to things I had said in the press conference that we did last week, representing a couple of independent media owners standing up against this acquisition because of our self-interest, because of what we have experienced. And I spent some time just talking about just a case in point, and I was using that it wasn't to make it about what we face, but to say, listen, everyday businesses have to deal with their own realities and deal with certain things where external that make the environment unfavorable for them, but they have to survive. And so telling me about Starlink or any of that doesn't work for me. You want me to cry tears for you when there are certain realities that are happening to us. And anybody that listens to this show, and people who know me, they know that I do very little of making this show about my personal experience and where I face or things that are done. That's not what I do here. I never done it. Never. I'm not the kind of person by my nature to cry. And so when I complain, it's because, listen, there is something there that I find to be completely unfair. And you have to speak out against it. There's nothing to be done with what technology has done the way that technology has gone. It's been extremely challenging for what you would call orthodox, old school type of media businesses, media organizations. It's been difficult. The very landscape has been rearranged. The ground under your feet has been replaced. What was once rock is now water. What was once water is now sand and mud. It's like that's just our reality. And that's been the case for years. We have to adapt, absolutely. So the writer was saying, hey, you can't complain about Facebook. You would not hear me get up here a morning and have a single thing to say about, I would never try to say, well, we need to limit access to Facebook or limit access to YouTube or any of that. This is just our reality. You get up and you have to be ready to make the adjustments to adapt and deal with your realities. Like, that's not the point. The point is that these people who are talking about making rearrangements based on certain technological changes and now people using internet out of satellite to suggest, well, this is why we need to get we need to be airlifted out of our situation, is to say you can't bring that argument to me, because while it's been a struggle, we are still here, we're still adapting, we're still providing the service. But one of the things about this competition is definitely unfair, and the state apparently is very concerned. And I'm not putting our enterprise or the media enterprise in the same bracket as telecommunications. But we do have a role and we do have relevance. And the state has acted with great indifference, great disinterest. That's the point I was making. And using the point that we have lamented that there is something fundamentally flawed and unfair and unjust, that an advertiser who chooses to advertise on these billion-dollar platforms, which they have a right to do. And if they deem that to be a better place for them and where they want to spend their money, good for them. I never would come here and make an argument that that has to be stopped, that has to become, that there needs to be regulation, and not. That was not the point. The point, though, is that if an advertiser advertises with Creme Radio, or it advertises with XTV, these are businesses that employ Belizeans, that pay taxes, those individuals are charged GST. You buy an ad, you see ads. We don't have a lot of them, but you see every little ad you see running on the TV or you hear running on the radio. When we charge them, we have to charge GST. That same advertiser, if he or she decides to advertise with Google ads or Facebook ads, uses a credit card, makes the payment, does not pay any GST on that transaction. That is a double standard. That is unequal. That is not a complaint about how technology has changed. That is saying you cannot create a double standard. Two rules apply to the same advertiser. You would think that a government that is focused on preserving the opportunities that companies in Belize here are creating would say, well, we need to address that matter. That is what I've been complaining about. But the point of bringing it up at the press conference was just to say, listen, all of a sudden these very people who couldn't care less about that have chosen now that they have to care so much about the realities of changing technologies and redundancies and all that stuff. I'm not here to, you can't make I cry for you. You can't make I cry for you, because my experience has been, we upon we own. And yes, we've been on our own and we deal with what we have to face with, and we fight and we struggle and we try to create alternative ways to support these businesses. That's how we end up with having choice today in media. I think, while I am not privy to the financial records of my competitors, I don't know this is the profession or the type of enterprise to get into if you think you're going to make money. But all my competitors and ourselves, I feel, I guess except for one that has huge investment backative, it's a day-to-day thing. And we can't demand that we can't say we don't get up in the morning and say, man, well, our rate of return is not high enough. So guess what? Government, you need to recreate your state-owned radio and television station and buy out our licenses. I mean, and then, you could give your own price. That's essentially what is being presented to us with the telecommunications. That is what is being presented to us. This argument that somehow you will somehow be better served by having a situation like, just think for this, man, and there are pros and cons to everything. You can find a couple reasons that you would say monopoly, if we do that, you could find a couple pros, but the cons outweigh the pros. That is the point. When you do the final audit or cost benefit audit on that situation, you cannot tell me no. Some people say no. I have very good friends who say no, this one give me a chance to become more competitive and all of that. For me, I think what is important for you to understand, even if you don't understand monopolies, and many of you who are here are young and you don't know a time before you had choice. You don't know a time when you had a choice between which news you wanted to watch, a choice with which morning show you wanted to hear, whether you want to hear one of my colleagues on the different rival stations, TV and radio right now in this morning slot. This is a competitive slot. I don't know how many morning shows you have. You have national morning shows, you have local morning shows. This is similar in the evening newscast slot. Very competitive. You get to choose. But do not take that choice for granted. Because there was a time when the only thing you heard and the only thing you heard and saw was controlled by the state. There was a time in my lifetime. In my lifetime, that was a reality. And you are able to now exist in an environment where that is not the case. But I have a call. Krem, good morning.
Just back for another quick observation, Mose. Monopoly does not eliminate the obligation for excellence. So when you have a monopoly and you have a monopoly guaranteed by government support, when it's a government-supported monopoly, there is no call to excellence, no call to precise, meticulous management to ensure strict control of costs, both what you pay out and what is coming in. No, there is no call for that. And I'll give you an example from BTL's past. A Chinese friend of mine came to me sometime between 2000 and 2008, thereabouts. And she said, Sandy, the Chinese community is having a big problem. She said, as you know, they have a bad habit of not keeping records. And that is true. They don't keep receipts and all of that. But she had grown up in Hong Kong. And her dad was big in business in Hong Kong. So she had a different attitude. So I said, so what's the problem happening to them, honey? She said, well, they get their, you know the cards they used to sell, the phone cards in those days that you used to buy for credit? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So they got those on consignment. So let's say you got $50,000 worth of cards. You got it on consignment, and then when you went back in to get the next set, you paid for the original set that you had received. Well, what was happening is when members of the Chinese community went in to pay for the current or whatever they had to pay, they were told they owed a previous one that had already been paid for. And it happened over and over. And of course, at the heart of the problem, from the Chinese angle was they did not keep their receipts and records, so you couldn't defend them properly. Now, that was happening internally from BTL. That was happening internally. There were problems with, you remember the days when we had dial-up?
Yes.
Well, I had an experience with them also. And there were businesses that had experiences where people were invading their account and using their account over a 24-hour period, and then the people got charged for a 24. It's like you would go on the internet and suddenly you would see the connecting program alive. But how could that be alive when you were not connected to the internet? You were asleep. And all of this thing happened internally. Then there was another problem in the Chinese community. Now, I can't say if it was in other, well, I know it was in other people. I knew of another instances indeed, but I'll give you an example. You know that company that used to be at the foot of Bell China Bridge to your right when you came down Bell China Bridge entering Northern Street? I think it was called Modern Factory, something like that. it was a sewing factory, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a clothing factory.
Yeah.
Well, the person who owned that was a Taiwanese and had appeared in Belize and became very big on the Belizean business scene and the Belizean socioeconomic scene. And he had somebody working for him whose parents were considered some of the top physicists in China, mainland China, and of course they had escaped and come to Belize and opened a little business because they were en route to another destination where they would settle permanently. And so this person was working with these people, with this man, with this Chinese who had become prominent. And one day, in discussing, he actually, I saw tears in his eyes, so I said to Edward, what's the problem? He said, you guys have a big problem. He said, Sandy, we have a problem, I don't know how to solve it. And my employer is expecting me to solve it, but I don't know. I said, what is the problem? Well, Mose, he had a $13,000 bill. $13,000, worth of telephone. He said, Sandy, we have never made not even near this amount. I said, and has this happened before? He said, yes, this is I think it was the second or the third one. So then one day when I went to BTL, when I started to have problems, I had never had problems with them before, but I started to have problems with them. I went to solve my problem and I met a tall, strapping Creole lady at the door, and she was coming out and she had tears in her eyes too. So me being me, I said, so, honey, excuse me, can I help you? Looks like something. She can't even talk. She showed me the bills. Then she finally, I got her calmed down. She said, Miss, I work with one lady in a house. She said, I did work all day. My children at a school, and I have a bill for a call to Panama for $750. So I don't know nobody in Panama. And the one, she said it's a Chinese. So I don't know no Chinese worth one in Panama to make a call for $750. So I said to her, well, I have just come from solving a problem. I'll go back in with you to see if we can solve the problem. But she didn't want to go back. She said, no. She said, no. I said, but I just solved mine, darling. We're going to the same person. The same lady who solved mine is the one who will have to solve yours. And she didn't go back. So, you see, the point is that when you have a monopoly, you are not obliged to be efficient. Worse if you have a monopoly that has government support. Government will rescue you all the time. You see what I mean? So, in your business, you can't go to government to rescue you. You're going to have to collect from the people who owe you, and you have to do all the unpleasant things. But just as people were able to run up big bills with BTL and to the over millions of dollars, not 1 million, I think it was 7 million when the manager went on air and told the world about it. Evidently, that was a lack of efficient management. No urgency to manage properly. No urgency from the first time that happened, that should have stopped right there and then. But that didn't stop. It went up to 7 million. Then now, when 7 million come, everybody figured out, well, we're going to the people now to pay this. We know who never made those calls. So monopolies have a profound negative about them. They do not demand excellence of operation. Whatever the monopoly, they don't demand excellence. Because there's always, you can find you have a guaranteed defender of your interests who is going to save you at any price and any cost, including having the cost put on the people who never made the problem to pay the cost. You don't see that operating in business mode?
Yeah, so that's one aspect of monopoly. The next aspect of monopoly is human nature, and what we have seen when it comes to human nature, the worst experience we have is when the state has the complete control and say. We see it with private owners as well.
In other words, you're saying that what you end up with now is a business environment that's based strictly on capricious decisions. That's what you're saying, right?
How do we protect ourselves from government pettiness and vindictiveness, which is
exactly how do
we've lived that. So like when people are making these technical arguments and academic arguments as if though we are in a lab where conditions are absolutely controlled. That's not real. We have to.
That's not real.
We have to look at what the experience has been. When telecommunications was controlled by non-government, we see where they made decisions about VoIP, which were very counter-progressive. They cost the people. The way that they charged for internet when the entire region was already charging just...
We were paying you got 10 hours of internet for $60.
But if you are about 20, 25 years old, you don't know this experience, you see. So
you were a child when that was happening. And those of us who signed on to the internet at that time, as I ended up having to tell them, I said, I am prepared to pay your high cost. You know why? Because I want this service for my country and my people. I want it. I want it for myself and I want it for them. But I'm not prepared to pay any more than that $60. I'm not prepared for you to rob me. No, that's not part of my agreement. I am prepared to pay a high cost, which nobody else is paying. Nobody. In the United States at that time, you were getting internet for $19 US a month. $19 US, unlimited. $19 something a month. Yes, but we were paying $10.60, and you had a minimum amount of hours you could get.
We were being milked.
We had to buy 10 hours. You couldn't buy less than that. You had to buy, you could have 10 hours, and as I tell you, it was during that period.
So how could they have said this? These are arguments that are on the record. They said
on the record.
They said
they can go and check their business. They can go and check the business records of an important stationery house that ended up with a $24-hour dollar bill for internet when they closed at 5 o'clock and nobody was in the building.
They can
who
check,
invaded their account?
They can check out the argument that was given to us, which sounded so academic. They said, if we allow VoIP, which is the voice over internet, to work and have you were able to use WhatsApp and things which we now take for granted. They said if we allow that to happen, the company would collapse. Well, not only
we were told all of that nonsense that made absolutely no sense.
Not only did they not collapse, but they made, according to their numbers, $31 million with the full access that we enjoy and a competitor. So
exactly.
So you have to these people who want it, there's a characterization out here that maybe the position I have and people who are similar in opinion to me, that our situation is more emotional than logic based, because
there's no emotion here, none.
This is
okay.
Yeah, for me it's like you just go to the record, see what was done to us, see how what the experience was. In fact, you go, if you want to understand what they deem to be ideal, you go to the accommodation agreement. What they deem to be ideal, what they deem to be acceptable. And if that is what they deem to be acceptable, which enterprise in Belize can dictate that those are the only terms under which they are prepared to do business? Exactly. This is let's deal with what is on the record. This is not emotional.
You can any decision you make in the present should be informed in your daily life. Forget about telephone. You are informed by what has happened to you in the past. If the man beats you every day for the last 15 years and you decide today, well, should I continue with him tomorrow? Well, no, I won't pay attention to that. And he loved me and he made good love. Then you're going to be going right back to the abuse. And this is all my problem. We are stepping back into this. Has nothing to do with nobody wants advancement technologically more than anybody. Cannot come at the price of my stupidity. I'm sorry, because that's what you're asking me to agree to, man. That's craziness. No. Bye-bye.
All right, we go to break. We'll be back.
First-time homeowner. I always dream of owning my own home. I'm a single mom of 2 boys, so I want to leave something for my children.
In my case, moving up here in Ladyville in 1978, it was a similar housing program, and my grandmother bring us up here to Ladyville when I was 1 year old, and came into a housing program in the site area. And that changed our life completely, because basically my grandmother said we were from house to house in Belize City. I had a roof over my head, I don't have to worry about moving and stuff like that. So I could feel the same joy that Hyde and others, the hundreds who have received houses before. So I would like to see more of this get done in Ladyville, and of course the country of Belize.
Many young people right now, it's kind of difficult to get your own land and a home. So for me, it's a great opportunity to start. Because I know it's mine, I go invest in my own.
Well, we are starting the new year with a new starter house, no? And that is very good for all of us. With this will be the 8th starter house, and it's 8 families that are benefiting. I would like we be inaugurating at least 1,000, but it's just one. And maybe in the future will be another one, and that is good. That is the way to continue this new year.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
When you done hear about how you could shop online with Builders Hardware?
It's easy and convenient. Plus, you get special deals and discounts online where you not get in at the store. Just log on to shopbuildersbz.com and pay with your Visa, MasterCard, debit or credit card. You could choose to pick up your order from the smart Lacaneda Builders or Easy could deliver for you. If that one big thing, the Builders truck could deliver for you. If you need more information about anything, you could start chat right here online with a salesperson. We're ready to help you. No need to burn gas and waste time in a traffic, but at shopbuildersbz.com.
Alright, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose, Hyde in the house with you on this Monday morning. Cool and windy Monday morning. This is Belizean winter. Yep. And we don't care who say they don't like Chicago and New York and then real winter with snow and all of that and sub-degree temperature. You could say Rome. This is our version of the cool side of things. I don't know what the temperature is, but a lot of wind. Definitely not the morning I tell them, cut the AC, cut the fan, not put that in the studio. We don't need it. That's how we're living this morning. Fanless, AC-less, we don't need it. Our telephone number though, we need the phone, 280-5848. And again, the academic conversation about monopolies and the fact that, man, you know what? Countries like Belize, we just, having more than one phone company is just, it don't work, right? That's what we're being told. You would find it surprising then if you try go and find a country in the Caribbean or Latin America that has less than 2. Because you would think, listening to these people with their academic brilliance and these great business visionaries and all of that, who are saying, it's true, because anything once the Lord talks, it's like yeah, true. Well, a quick little doesn't take you longer than 10 seconds to find information which kind of like does not align with that. So you go online, you could find out that Antigua and Barbuda, not exactly one of the world's most populous countries, not one of the biggest nations, just only rocked in the Caribbean. Oh, well, I imagine that they have one. Nope. They got 2 phones and they have 2 internet. How about Anguilla? Not only small place. Oh, Syria, they have 2. How about the Bahamas? Oh, well, the Bahamas, they are ambitious. They have 3. Oh, but Barbados, same thing. They got 2. Dominica, 2. Dominican Republic, oh, they're ambitious. They have 3 phones and they got 3 internet. Grenada, not a small country. How much phone companies they have? 2. How much internet companies they have? 2. Oh, Jamaica, same thing. St. Kitts and Nevis, no, they can't possibly have more than 1. St. Kitts and Nevis? I mean, that's such a kunku country where they do all the redundancies, complications. Oh, well, you know what? Oh, St. Kitts, they only have 2. Well, how about St. Lucia? Like, everybody like 2. All of them, they experience this great sufferation of redundancies and complications. Hey, these are not good business countries at all. Trinidad and Tobago, they got 2. How about Latin America? Well, Argentina, that's one big country, right? They got 4. Bolivia, they got 3. Brazil, they got 4. Chile, they got 3. Then they got 4. Colombia, 3 of them. Ecuador, got 3. Okay, maybe we can have some of the smaller countries then. How about Salvador? Oh, they got 3 of them. Honduras, they didn't really know, they're not a rich country. How much they have? Oh, they have 3. How Mexico? Well, Mexico, they're big, right? They got 3. How about Nicaragua? Communist country, they say. I wonder how much they got. Probably only 1. No! 3 of them. How about Panama? Guess what? Panama. Why, they're ambitious. They're not going to have a problem with redundancies at all. They got 4. How about Peru? Way out yonder in Peru, land of the Incas. They got 3. Uruguay, 3. Venezuela. Even they say all the thing when they say about Venezuela and everything. How much they got? 3. Guatemala have 2. I think Guatemala had 3, they lose 1. So how come no other country is making lamentations about just how wasteful and redundant and we need to become more competitive. You can't say that about size of country. Some of the countries on the list right there, we got more people than them. You can't say, well, you have some countries there when they call socialist, when they call communist. What would they talk about? No, I don't have a problem with Cuba. You know, I have great respect and admiration for Cuba. There are those who like to use Cuba as what not to be, not me. But for those people on the list of countries, Cuba is the only country where got one internet provider, a phone service. So where is the proof? If we look around us, when even you go to the United States of America, you say, oh, that's a big country, have almost 400 million people. They use none of the big countries' name. Because they say, apparently what they're saying to us is only these big countries deserve to have one choice. It only make economic sense. Anything less than that is counter productive, it's inefficient, it's illogical, it's not academic, it's not economic, and all of that. And if it wants to not take my word for it, go on whatever you go upon, Google, Chat, GPT, whatever, and just type in list of countries and the number of phone and internet providers. Convince your own self. You who believe that the argument is an emotional one, who believe that we are being anti-progressive, we are not being economically sound and wise, because of course we are not capable of such things, of being wise and logical. That's for people who are rich, billionaires. No, when they speak, they wouldn't even need to understand what they say. It has to be wise, because how else would they have gotten rich if they're not wise and intelligent and bright and we? So if he says it's counterproductive, it's redundant, it's wasteful, well, who are we to object? We're being irrational and emotional, I guess. That's how it's being characterized. Again, so all the countries around us are living, basically embracing this anti-productive, anti-efficient formula of giving their population a choice with telecommunications and internet. We create SI regulations to make it be best case to have a monopoly in telecommunications. Like I said, when you convince yourself, when you go and do the research on yourself and then explain to me why all these countries do this. Why they allow themselves to create competition in telecommunications. We're going to take a break and come back.
If music is your passion, this is your moment. What's going on, guys? Ash Blees here. This January, the future of our sound comes together at the Big Tune Music Empowerment Forum. This national forum brings together artists, producers, DJs, managers, educators, and music stakeholders to build skills, spark dialogue, and strengthen Belize's music sector. Join the opening ceremony and music mixer on Friday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. Then level up at the Capacity Building Forum on Saturday, January 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Both of them, they happen at the Bliss Center in Belize City. Topics include music, business, production, marketing, AI, genre development, and full music ecosystem. The deadline to register is January 16th, and for more information, you could call 227-2110 or email nsarccsbelize@gmail.com. Big Tune Empowerment Forum, where Belize's music moves forward. Let's go. See you there.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria, con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente. Ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Start earning B-Bucks today. It's really quite easy. All you have to do is make a purchase at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember, B-Bucks is as good as cash. It's free money.
Download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy.
B-Bucks, rewarding loyalty.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
right, we want to thank you for being here with us. We invite you back tomorrow morning, 6:30, for the Tuesday morning edition of Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We hope you have a great Monday, great start to your week. Yeah, if you love it like this, great for you. Love it cool. We're getting a cool break for once. Guess what? We got to thank the team, Larry G at Creme Radio, and then at XTV we got Pa Cliff and lady at the wheel, Miss Krista Flowers, in control. Belize as always. Stand strong, stand firm, for no, we're gone!
People get victimized, let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, voice our opinion and place your calling.